Drug abuse is one of the severe issue, but drug abuse is a bit different from those issues we have discussed earlier in the class, because a lot of countries are making preventions to control it and to decrease it. And different from the other issues, we have a hope that this problem will vanish in the upcoming years. Basically, India is not the one who is alone drowning in this psychotropic ocean, but the whole world is. All over the world, different types of drugs are produced and supplied illegally. Like we know, DMT comes from Mexico, khat comes from Ethiopia, and hash comes from Morocco, morphine comes from Australia. There's a long list of drugs, and the major country, Colombia, that produces the most consumed drug in the world, that is cocaine. So normal people blame these type of countries that why they are just making them and producing them, as they're just destroying their lives, but they are making them for the pharmaceutical purposes. The wrong thing is with the lab workers who are just supplying it illegally and making money. And we know that side by side, due to drug abuse, the crime rate in the world is also increasing. The reason behind this is that when a normal when, as we know that rich people can only afford drugs because they are so costly, so the person who had earned a lot and suddenly becomes a addict and start taking drugs, he will he will use all his money spending on drugs, and at the last he will become a super drug addict and as well as poor. So from where going to get the money, because either he would die or he have to survive, otherwise there would be a lot of heat produced in his body, and there would be a lot of problems with the organs. Heart would beat so much fast, so there would be an need for drugs immediately. So what that person will do, and he don't have money to buy them, so he will just start doing gambling or committing murders or stealing money or just to buy drugs. So this is how the crime rate is also increasing. Now if we now if we come back to India, if in India we talk about drugs, we the first state that always come to our mind is Punjab. But as per my research that I have done, as per 2021, it shows a very clear image of Punjab, and like the Punjab has come out of that drug world that it was earlier, and the rate of usage of drugs has been decreased a lot as compared to the last 2 decades. And this decrement also has been seen in states like Maharashtra and Telangana and the Union Territory, Delhi. And you all will be shocked to listen that there's in Punjab, of a round figure of the whole population, there is 1.2% users of cannabis and 6.3% users of opium only. That's a really shocking point, because like in the last years we always listen that the whole population is indulged in drugs, like almost 95% of the people were indulged in drugs, and now there are only 7 to 8% people who are taking drugs. So this is due to the prevention that are made by the government, and also the new laws that are introduced in the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act 1985. And the government also finds that, and the government also start finding that the persons who are helpless drug addicts, to let them go to the governmental organization that are developed by government, where they are treated nicely, and exercises are made them done to improve their self and to get back to a normal lifestyle. So the government has taken a lot of effective measures to control drug abuse in India. And at last, I would conclude by saying that government had taken a lot of measures, and even that had changed the environment of India, which was earlier, and it is much better. So, but also it is our responsibility that we should we should be really secured about ourselves, so that our the boundaries of our lives are like just like iron shield for the drug peddlers. And now if I reply back to my subtopic, that was a question, that is still India drowning into a psychotropic ocean, I would answer that India has managed to not to drown in the ocean, but it's still swimming and finding its way to survive. Thank you.
Okay, Ekam, that was quite elaborative. Good attempt. Who is next?
Ma'am, can I go second?
Yes, please start.
Switch on their camera because body language matters. Your eyes, your face expressions, your hand movements, all these things do matter a lot. And I have to evaluate these things as well. Okay. So everybody who gives the presentation, please switch on your camera as well. It will be better for you. Okay. So that I can evaluate better. Bye-bye. So start.
Sir, can I
Yeah.
say something, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I'm attending this class through my phone, so I'll try to use my gestures as much as hand gestures.
Your
You
voice
can
is not
position
clear.
yourself little far from the camera, so that we can see your hand gestures as well.
Is
So
it
you must
fine,
be,
ma'am, now?
Yeah.
yes, much
Although
clear.
I could not hear well what you
Okay.
said. I could not hear well what you said
Sir,
last.
I said that I am attending this class through my phone, so I'll try to use my hand gestures as much as possible.
Okay. Fine. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Okay. Good evening to all. The topic for my session today is drug abuse. First, let's understand what is drug abuse or drug addiction. Drug abuse means use of a certain type in order to feel pleasurable or high. According to recent study, there are around 190 million people right now in the world who are drug users, and the number of consumers are increasing day by day. If we talk particularly about India, the highest number of drug addicts are in 3 states, which is number 1, Uttar Pradesh, on second number Maharashtra, and on third Punjab. The students and youngsters are getting drug addicts. They have started consuming drugs for just sheer pleasure or for some expectations, for some unfair expectations. And the person who deal with selling of drugs, they have formed a nexus. They are majorly targeting these youngsters first. What they do is they sell these drugs to the youngsters for first, get addicted to the drugs, they start themselves purchasing and consuming it. So what are the reasons behind drug consumption? Why these youngsters are getting trapped into drug abuse? First reason is stress and some unfair expectations of the family members. Due to lack of emotional support from the family members, these are vulnerable and get completely dependent on these drugs. The second major issue is poverty. Because of poverty, these people are becoming part of drug networks so that they can attain their pocket money from there. So this has become a vicious circle with no end, and until and unless society comes to their rescue, they cannot be saved. Now I'll discuss about some of the drugs which are easily available out there, which are consumed by these drug addicts. These are alcohol, opium, then marijuana, then we have cocaine, which is derived from coca. Then we have some synthetic drugs such as heroin. And then we have some drugs in the forms of pills, for example, antidepressants or sleeping pills. Then some drugs which are easily available, for example, house cleaners, phenyl, Vicks. Yes, these stuffs are also used as drugs. How these drugs are now administered, how these people consume the drugs. There are a number of ways to which these drugs can be consumed. Either they can be consumed orally in the form of pill, or they can be injected, or they can be these drugs can be injected or snorted so that they get completely dissolved into the Now, what these drugs have, what kind of side effect these drugs have on human body and brain, it was observed that these drugs have drastic effect on human brain and body. These drugs, when consumed, play with the chemistry of the brain. That is, when the body and brain is flooding with dopamine. Dopamine is a kind of drug. It directly affects the thinking ability, the decision-making ability of the brain, which is performed as part of our brain, the front portion. Secondly, it also plays with the communication ability of the brain, which results into bad behavior, bad mood, mood swings, and irritation, anger, etc. Second, and on third number, it was found that it not only affects the brain, it also severely affects the health of human beings. It weakens your immune system, which eventually results in various type of disease. For example, kidney failure, lung failure, heart disease, brain disease, etc. And the list never ends. In worst cases of drug overdose, even death is possible. So there is a need to study about the reasons, about the factors that prompted these youngsters to walk the path of drug abuse or drug addiction. And the various rehabilitation centers need to go through this reasons so they can come out with various techniques, various solutions, which can eventually really have these, really help these individuals to come out of this trap. Because of drug abuse, because of drug addiction, not only these addicts are suffering, but with them suffer their family members also. Thank you.
Okay, Sadhika, it was night attempt, and Sadhika, it is not pronounced as marijuana, it is marijuana. So J is silent, okay? Otherwise, it was correct.
Marijuana, right, ma'am.
Who is next?
Harshpreet, are you ready? Harshpreet,
1 minute, sir. I am coming.
and next will be Karandeep. Okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So I thought that my camera was on, but it wasn't at last when I saw. So
Yeah.
should I like record it or send it again, or should I perform it
This is a
again?
daily exercise, no problem. You concentrate on your presentation for tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry. I will give you the topic for tomorrow in a few minutes.
Hello, who is next? Harshpreet. Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is next? Karan. Vanshika, have you prepared?
Ma'am, I'll take 2 minutes.
Okay.
Until then, some other child can give his or her presentation.
Karan, Harsh. Okay, Harsh, start speaking without camera.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to speak on the topic drug abuse, and my subtopic is drug addiction in Punjab. Drug abuse refers to the use of certain chemical substances for the purpose of creating pleasurable effects on the brain. Drug addiction nowadays is a great topic for worries, curiosity, and peer pressure, especially among the school children and young adults. The excessive use of prescription drugs as a means of obtaining creative inspiration, family stress, and anxiety are the main reason of drug addiction. In India, drug addiction has become a very big problem. For example, Punjab has reached a level where the society and economy is ripped apart. There is a study that 67% of the rural households in Punjab has at least one drug addict in the family. The state of Punjab accounted for almost half of all the cases related to NDPS Act in 2013. The ground report is even worse. The total number of drug users in Punjab is more than 2 lakh and is still increasing daily. 89% of the drug users are educated and literate. 83% of the drug addicts in Punjab have jobs. Almost all the drug addicts in Punjab are male. On an average, 1400 rupees is spent on the heroin drug, uh, which is very high. Factors that cause the drug problem in the state, especially in Punjab, are a farming crisis, which is mainly dependent on the cash crops, lack of job opportunities, easily availability of narcotic substances, ties between the drug lords and the government. But the CM of Punjab, that is Captain Amrinder, has put some efforts to tackle the drug problem in the state and has started to target the drug network at its base and reduce the drug supply. Building mass awareness among the youth is also an effort by him. Increasing the numbers of rehab facilities. The problem is huge, but there is a solution to every problem. One day, India will also be a drug free nation. Thank you.
That's all. Okay, Harshpreet. Who is next, Karan or Vanshika? Vanshika, you start. Hello. Hello, Vanshika, are you there? Karan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start speaking on the topic then.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. Myself, Karandeep Singh, and I would like to speak on the topic drug abuse. Drug abuse are the newly emerging trend in the world. Uh, drug have Drugs have some positive side also, but as a human nature, we automatically tend towards the negative side. Drugs take you to the hell and disused as a heaven. This simple line explains the drug whole concept. It is so much addictive that if someone take it once, he or she will never wants to leave it. People might know that if they get into it, there can be a life threatening also. Uh, people people get addicted towards these drugs. Approximately 21% of the high school seniors have reported using uh, drugs in past month. Uh, it was the report by the National Institute of the Drug Abuse. Now, question arises: what exactly are drugs? Drugs are the substances or combination of substances which alter your mind and body. Once it enters your lifestyle, you are addicted to these drugs. Uh, I have seen many cases where teenagers have entered themselves into the consumption of drugs. Now, how they get to know about it, and how and who gave them these drugs are the is the big question. Uh, Drug abuse is very much recognized in now generation. 11.8 million deaths are organized are related to the drug abuse. Many of them are teenagers. At the end, I would like to 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 conclude that avoiding drug is the best way to tackle it. And counseling will also work if people want, if if people are interested to uh, avoid these drugs. Thank you.
Okay, Karan. Who is next? Harshpreet. I think he's done. No, I know. Vanshika, are you
Yes,
ready?
ma'am.
Okay, then start speak.
Are you able to see me?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. A very good evening to all of you. Today, I, Vanshika, am here to express my views and throw some light on a very problematic situation which is going on in almost every country these days. And the topic is drug abuse. Yes, the meaning of drug. Drug is a substance which is both illegal and legal in a way that some drugs are also used for making medicines, and some drugs can be very deteriorating for the health of a person. Drugs are the new emerging trends in the world these days. The word drug abuse means illicit consuming of a substance which leads to lack of rational thinking within a person. When drugs are taken in a form of overdose, the term drug abuse is applicable here. That means drugs are not bad if taken to an amount in, in the form of medicines or in the form of pills which are advised by the doctor. Because as we have seen that we have a drug which is known as 2DG, that is 2-deoxy 2-glucose, which was recently developed by DRDO, and it was approved by the DCGI. So these drugs are very helpful, and drugs are these days helping us to tackle the situation of COVID-19 as well. But if I switch on to the topic again, which is drug abuse, it is when drugs are taken in a form of overdose. That means people are addicted to it and they do not want to leave it. And people start taking drugs from several reasons. If I talk about the reasons, for example, the major problem is unemployment. When you're not employed, it's people are likely to be involved in such activities, such harmful activities, which further can deteriorate their body as well, and majorly the mental well-being. If I talk about the second problem, which is the family problems which the teenagers are suffering these days, this can be like lack of communication amongst the children and the parents, or it can be due to some stress, anxiety, which the teenagers mainly faces. So why am I telling you that teenagers only get involved into it? Because according to WHO, which is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, this practice is prevalent amongst teenagers and adults ranging from 11 to 20 years of age. So this practice is mainly prevalent in the teenagers. And if we talk about the reasons, as I've already told you, the people, they go to any extent to satiate their urge. That means they're so addicted to it, they do not want to leave it, and they just take it just because they feel like it would give some kind of energy or boost their lifestyle, or give some pleasure out of it. So they're taking for these reasons. Now, if we talk about some of the schemes or the measures which are taken by the government, The government has established various NGOs, that is non-governmental organizations, to treat drug abuse, and many rehabilitation centers have also been established by the government. So the government is trying to do everything as possible, but the thing is, people do not know, or they do not report the drug cases which they see around them. For example, if I'm a person, some person or some little girl or teenager is living beside my house, I know that she's taking drugs, but I will not inform to her parents, just because I'll think ki, why to interfere or why to meddle within their problems, right, within their internal affairs. So this is what people feel. They do not report the cases, they do not take it seriously. And drugs are taking place, and basically they're taking minds of youth, which are the bright future of a country, right? And it actually alter the state of your mind. These drugs, they usually alter the state of your mind, and as I told you earlier, these are used for gaining some energy and excitement or calmness, which is usually for bad eggs, right? And if I talk about all of this, what I've said in a nutshell, or to sum up, taking drugs can be overwhelming, or for drug addicts, it can be their lifeline, I want to say. But it is the most problematic cause of death these days. It, according to UN, 3 lakh children die every year just because due to drug abuse. So this is a very large number. Why are we losing our youth who has to build up this nation? And right, so this youth, this energy should be prioritized in a very positive and a well in a good way. It should not be wasted. Like, we have a pool of all those capabilities of all the people, so why to waste them? This is the major question which arises after giving a presentation on the topic. And what I feel is, to sum up, like, drug abuse, of course, has taken a rough blow in India as well, if I talk about the national status. As many of the states, for example, NCT, that is New Delhi, and Punjab, though Punjab has improved in it, but still there are cases. There are several cases, and Punjab was recently being known as the land of drug abuse. So this is very embarrassing statement when a state gets this. So what the message I wanted to convey is, if you feel anyone is being involved in such a practice, you need to report these cases. You need to tell their parents to deal with them, how to deal or how to communicate with the children. And moreover, you need to you need to not ignore these problems just simply, okay, this person is taking drugs, let them. This let go attitude can be devastating for a country. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, Vanshika, that was nice attempt, but I have one question to each and every student. So during the pandemic, you must have witnessed that most of the liquor shops were open, right? Right? Am I right? They remained open
Yes,
throughout
ma'am.
this period. So what are the possible reasons? Anybody can answer this question, okay? This is what I know, don't
Ma'am,
notice.
repeat the question.
Okay. My question is, you must have noticed that most of the liquor shops remained open throughout this pandemic era. So what are the reasons behind that? Why
Ma'am,
liquor
the
shops
government,
were open but other shops were closed?
the government itself had allowed to them.
Yes, why the government has allowed?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
because
Ma'am,
maybe
may
in
I?
some
maybe there was a big demand for that, or maybe the ministers involved in them should be like alcohol addicts. So maybe this can be one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ma'am,
the
may I say something?
Okay, speak.
Actually, ma'am, I discussed this thing with my friends also, and the common opinion was that this is one of the ways through which the economy of the country can be
Yeah.
boosted. So I think that's one of the major reasons.
Mhm. Even I asked my father this thing. I said, "Why you're just worried about closing of the liquor? Let them be, let them be
Right,
open." Like,
ma'am.
okay,
Ma'am,
I think
you're
yes,
asking
maybe
the
they are
reasons
the
why.
economic boosters.
Ma'am?
Maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in many of the state, home delivery was also being performed. That home delivery will be there for liquor.
So see, indirectly, I think it has led to lot of surge on alcoholic dependence among the people. It has led to lot of surge, you know, because see, due to lockdown, people were unemployed. So eventually, they must have depended a lot on alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with the English exercise. So this exercise is about in each of the following questions, choose the most suitable one word for the given expression. So basically, this is the meaning for the word. So you have to find the correct word for the given meaning. Okay. Shall we start with the exercise?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay. Come to question number first. An office or post with no work but high pay.
ma'am, it's sign cue.
Yes, the correct answer is sign cure. Second one, okay. Who will read the question for me? Karan, you read the question.
One who is well versed in any subject, a critical judge of any art, particularly fine art.
Ma'am, it's connoisseur.
Yes, that is the correct option. Okay, come to third question. Harsh, you read the question. Harshpreet.
The person who is indifferent to both pleasure and pain.
Hmm.
Ma'am, it's stoic.
Yes. Fourth, Ekam, you read the question.
Ma'am, a person who is against the standards of ordinary society, especially in dressing. Ma'am, it's hippie.
Yes, hippie is the correct answer. Fifth one, Sabika, you read the question.
Murder of a brother.
Ma'am, it's fratricide.
Fratricide.
A or B? A or D?
No, ma'am, fratricide is that
D
father,
option.
murder of a father, and
Yes, ma'am.
murder of a father, and regicide is like murder of a king. So fratricide is murder of a brother. So it would be fratricide.
Yeah, D option. Okay. Then Vanshika, you read question number 6.
Question 6, mania for stealing article.
Kleptomania.
Yes, ma'am, kleptomania.
Okay. Seventh, Karan, you read the question.
Mental weariness for important of for want of occupation.
Hmm.
Ma'am, it's option B in Illinois.
Anyway, yes. Eighth, Ekam, you read.
One who loves all and sundry. Ma'am, it's philanthropist.
Yes. Harsh, ninth question.
Mania for travel.
Ma'am, it's dromomania.
Yes, that's correct. 10th, a person living permanently in a certain place.
Ma'am, I'm confused in
Resident.
this one. Ma'am, it
Resident.
must be domicile or resident. It can be
No,
either
it
of
can't be
them.
resident. Resident can be temporary or it can be permanent. Domicile is the correct answer to this. 11th, paying back injury with injury.
Ma'am, reprisal.
No.
It should be
Subjugation. C option.
like it's a kind of revenge, right? So it would be reprisal.
But the correct answer is sorry. Hold on. Yeah, this is the option. I saw the correct incorrect answer. 11th, na? 11th, D option. Yes, reprisal.
Yes, ma'am. 11.
12th, acutely affected by external impressions.
Sensitive.
Yes.
Sensitive.
13, to slap with a flat object.
SWAT.
SWAT, option B.
Swat. Okay. 14, assembly of hearers.
Audience.
Option A, audience.
Yes. 15, an associate in an office or institution.
Colleague.
Colleague.
Option
Yes.
C.
16, one who is unrelenting and cannot be moved by entreaties.
Inexorable. Inexorable.
Inexorable.
The one who's really powerful.
Number.
What is the meaning of this?
Meaning of this, which one?
Question 16.
It means someone who is very stubborn, who is not moved by anything, by not even a single agreement. Someone who is stubborn, you can say.
Yes, ma'am, and also who have a lot of powers. Reading itself.
17, regard for others as a principle of action.
Altruism.
Altruism, ma'am.
Which one? Option number?
Option D.
Yes, D option. 18, person who claims to have great love for and understanding of what is beautiful nature, art, etc.
It's aesthete.
Option B.
Yes, B option is correct. 19th, a disease which separates by contact.
Contagious.
Contagious. Option.
Contagious. Yes, B option. 20, an animal story with a moral.
Fable.
It's fable. Option A.
Fable, yes. 21, to change shape, nature, or substance of.
It
Transmute.
can be remodel or transmute. Either of them.
To change shape, nature, substance, right? 21 is D, transmute. 22, person who believes that God is everything and everything is God.
And
Option.
pantheist.
Which one?
Option C, pantheist.
Yes. 23, person who pilots or travels in a balloon, airship, or other aircraft.
Aeronaut. Option A.
Yes. 24th, witty, clever, retort.
Repart.
Yes, report. 25th, words different in meaning but similar in sound.
Homonym.
Homonym. Option A.
Yes. 26, simplest and smallest form of plant life, present in air, water, soil, essential to life but may cause disease.
It can be either bacteria or amoeba.
Virus or bacteria.
According to me, it can be bacteria or amoeba.
It is bacteria. Yes, bacteria is because bacteria is not detrimental for health sometimes.
But
Like
amoeba is also the smallest form.
But no,
Amoeba.
bacteria.
Amoeba is a
Bacteria is
cluster.
amoeba is something else. Bacteria is a microbe, microbe. Bacteria.
Amoeba is also.
No, amoeba is bigger in size. Amoeba is basically formed of, two, like it segregates into two things.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is why it is made up of two, maybe amoeba is, made up of two microbes, maybe something. I don't really remember the exact definition. 27th, a girl or woman who flirts, that is, tries to attract people and makes advances in love simply to satisfy her vanity.
Prostitute, option A.
27th, B option. Coquette.
It should be prostitute, I think, according.
Prostitute should be someone who, I mean, who indulge in sexual activity, but this is something else.
Yes, ma'am.
28, person who regards the whole world as his country.
I'm
Let me show you.
nationalist.
Option C and
Whole
D.
world, it's whole world, na? 28, 29.
Ma'am, option C, cosmopolitan.
Yes. 29, relationship by blood or birth.
Ma'am, consanguinity.
Consanguinity.
C option?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. 30, a story in which ideas are symbolized as people.
I'm eligible.
Yes. 31st, the cessation of warfare before a treaty is signed.
Ma'am, agreement or amnesty?
B or C, right? C is correct. 32, a person who makes love without serious intentions.
Philanderer.
Yes. 33, opposed to great or sudden change.
Conservative.
I'm revolutionary.
No, conservative. That is opposed to great or sudden change. Great or sudden change will be revolutionary, and something which is opposite to that is conservative. 34, having no beginning or end to its existence.
Eternal. Eternal,
Yes.
option A.
Yes. 35, the art of cutting trees and bushes into ornamental shapes.
Ma'am, option D, topiary.
35th, yes. 36th, walking in sleep.
Ma'am, option B, somnambulism.
Yes. Just hold on.
What was it? 36?
Option B. 36, option B.
Okay.
37, one who cannot die.
Immortal.
Yes. 38, a form. 38, formal written charge against a person for some crime or offense.
Ma'am, is it allegation?
Allegation.
Allegation. No.
No, ma'am. Allegation is just verbal.
It's B option, indictment. 39, a language difficult to understand because of bad form.
I could not get the question, the meaning of the question.
Language which is difficult to understand because of bad form, because the right language is in bad form, so it is difficult to understand. What does it mean? It's B option, jargon. 40, a belief or opinion contrary to what is generally accepted.
Ma'am, belief or ma'am, superstition, like it's a belief.
It's D option, heresy. I never heard this word actually.
Ma'am, but belief that is like generally accepted, it can be superstition also.
But superstitions are generally accepted also. Beliefs which are accepted. Superstition is something which is accepted.
Yes, ma'am. So that is only written here.
This is different, na? This is belief or opinion contrary to what is generally accepted.
Ma'am.
41, a person obsessed with exclusively one idea or object.
Ma'am, monomanic.
Yes, monomaniac. 42, a child of unusual or remarkable talent.
Ma'am,
Prodigy, option D.
Prodigy, yeah. Can you name any child prodigy? Any child prodigy, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know any child prodigy?
Ma'am, there was one
I'm talking
who was known as the Google boy. I'm not getting the name.
Kautalya, something like this.
That used to
Yes.
come in the news?
Ma'am, but uh,
He's not a child. According to me, he
yes,
is not a
ma'am.
child
Like
prodigy because he
unusual.
was taught. He was
Yes,
taught
ma'am.
those things.
Ma'am, unusual
Child,
is like nonsense type of thing, right?
no, child
Like,
prodigy is someone who is born with inbuilt skills and talent. They have it from birth.
ma'am, this can be one thing that their IQ level is really high, so
Yes.
that like,
Ma'am, why not Kautilya is an example of this?
Because he was taught those things. Like from the birth, he was taught those. Maybe he must be having the
ma'am,
talent same as child prodigy, but he was not the exact child prodigy. Child
ma'am, the
prodigy is
IQ
someone,
level.
there are certain students who did some kind of research at the age of 14 or 15.
Ma'am, like there was one girl on the like it's a Allen show. There was one girl who like of she's like she was of at that time 3 years and she
Mhm.
knew the whole periodic table with all the
Yes, I
elements,
know.
all the countries. Yes, ma'am. So
Mm,
that
and
must be.
usually child prodigies, they are very immune to a lot of fatal diseases, and they usually die at a very young age. There was one Pakistani girl, Arfa Kareem, search about her. She was invited by Microsoft and she worked for Microsoft for quite a long time. I don't know what she invented. She was a software developer at the age of 11 and she died of a brain attack or something.
Ma'am, what is the name?
Arfa Kareem.
Ma'am, please spell it or Alpha Kareem.
Arfa, ARFA, Arfa Karim, KAREEM, something like that. It will appear on the Google. Then
Yes,
there is, yes, and there is one other girl, Sabrina. She's I don't know, she is into physics or something. At the age of nine, she built aircraft because her father was having a garage where he used to, do the mechanic things and everything. So eventually she learned those skills. And the age of 19, she, flew the first aircraft and she also built it. I don't know how children do such things. So those things are quite an exception. Just I used to search a lot about child prodigies once. No, I just left. Okay. 43, a disease which ends in death.
Ma'am, it can be fatal or deadly.
Fit.
It's fatal. 44, person who kills somebody, especially for political reason.
Ma'am,
Assassin.
assassin.
Yes,
Excuse
assassin.
me, ma'am. Like in 43, can't it be deadly? Because we sometimes say that it's a deadly disease.
No, the medical term is fatal.
Okay, ma'am.
45, one who loves mankind.
Ma'am, philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Yes. 46.
We did it earlier.
Yep. 46, small piece of potato.
Ma'am,
Chip.
chip.
Yes, chips. 47, a child who stays away from school without any good reason.
Can I guess? I
Hmm.
don't know what. Ma'am, maybe vagabond. I don't know.
Anybody else?
Ma'am, maybe
Truant.
Truant. I don't.
Yes, truant. Truant. D option. 48, commonplace remark.
Statement.
Attitude.
Hmm. Yes, platitude. 49, line at which earth or sea and sky seem to meet.
Horizon.
Horizon.
Or
That
Horizon.
line.
horizon. How do you pronounce?
Horizon. I don't know. Yes, some people say horizon, some people say horizon.
I
I
say
think it's
horizon like, from very
I think it's
beginning.
horizon maybe. Yes, even I say horizon. And there is a word schedule. It used earlier it was pronounced as schedule. Now then it was pronounced as schedule, and I don't know how it is pronounced at the present time.
And I
Again, I
say
think it's
schedule.
Yes,
I
again,
mean,
it's
it has various
pronunciation.
pronunciation. For example,
Yes.
schedule, schedule.
Casual. People also say, I don't know, it keeps on changing. 49. Okay, this is done. 50. A person who rules without consulting the opinion of others.
Ma'am, it
Autocrat.
can. Yes, ma'am. I was saying C or D because A and B are really different.
C
Yes.
option, autocrat. Okay.
Yes.
That's the end of the exercise. So, sir will be giving you the topic immediately after finish of the class. Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to ask? Something to suggest?
Ma'am, sir was saying that we'll get some personality development tasks also, some exercises related to it.
Yes.
Some
Sir was saying me to include certain parts of SSB interview. So I think from Monday I will be, we will be we will be discussing certain parts of SSB interview. Like there is a picture perception, test is there, na?
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. Ma'am, I
So I will
wanted
be
to ask
including those things.
something regarding PPDT test only, picture perception description
Yes.
test.
Yes.
Like we are shown a blur image
Yes.
which is not clear, and we have to form a story on it. Like yes, I do write the number of characters, male or female, their gender, and what according to me their age can be. But one thing I'm unclear about is that are we supposed to name them also, or it's not that necessary?
I don't think so. You can name those things. Frankly, I'm not really aware a lot about the SSB interview, but still, I'm collecting all the data. And by a Sunday, I will be preparing or recollecting all the data. So probably we will be discussing these things from Monday. So I will be organizing what has to be done each and every day. Like I will be dividing, you know, I will be dividing the segments of that SSB interview according to each day. So on Monday we will be discussing picture thing.
excuse me, ma'am.
Then on Tuesday this one article discussion. The third day it will be group discussion and like that. Hello, yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, this what is this PP? I don't know. I've just heard it for the first time. An SSB interview. Would you please tell for 2 minutes what is it,
Which one?
ma'am? This PP. What is it?
Ma'am,
PPDT
that
and SSB interview.
Yes, that is picture perception test. It is part of SSB interview. Like SSB interview, it continues for 5 days now. So it is divided into different set of tests. There are personality development tests. There are physical tests also. Then there are English proficiency tests as well. Like you know, so like I have segregated certain parts which I can teach, so I'm just working on it. So we will undergo all these parts. We will be practicing all these things from Monday. Okay.
Ma'am, I also heard related to this that there is a task given that only we one line is given to us and we have to form a story out of it.
Yes. Lot such kind of lot of tasks are there.
Yes, ma'am.
Like
Ma'am,
there is
I
a
did not.
picture one.
I've never heard in UPSC interview such things happening.
No, no. UPSC interview is only of 1 day. Not even of a 1 day complete. And
Yes,
this
ma'am.
SSB
Even
interview is for 5 days. And you're also given a situation test over there. You will be given a situation like there is a bomb blast, and then you have to do those things in a real
Yes,
manner.
ma'am.
You will be
Ma'am,
given
even
certain
like
material like sack or something, rope, something. Then you have to perform the task.
ma'am
so
skits
that
and
means it's not that important for me, right?
For who
No,
is
it's for
asking this question?
particularly students who are appearing for JAG. JAG stands
Yes.
for Judge
Mm-hmm.
Advocate General, and it's a post in Indian Army.
Anybody who wants to enter into army on upper level, they have to undergo this test, SSB interview.
and
Okay.
And
ma'am
it's
there are
mandatory to do law for it, first of all.
Yes, for JAG, the eligibility is law. I think na bachelor's degree in law.
yes, ma'am. And ma'am, there's one more thing like in ICSC board schools, it is like these things actually we start doing from 8th and 9th standard, the picture description. And there was one
Mm-hmm.
also like in our internal assessment, two people like two persons were choose, and they are given a topic and they have to converse on it, that we met in a market, and or he or she is the monitor, like all these things
Was
were
it a
given.
play role, or you have to was it a verbal thing or a written thing?
No, ma'am, it was a verbal thing. Like
Like you
one is
used
in
to
class.
perform, yes, you used to perform
Yes,
play roles, and that
and
used
ma'am,
to happen in every school. That
yes,
happens
ma'am,
to
and
every
this
school these days.
PPT and the PPT, and then that picture description and the story, one word story, that all, like it was okay.
See, all these things are related to your English proficiency, test, and your imagination. It judges your imagination, how you imagine the situation and how you try to solve it, and how well you can elaborate yourself. This is what they want to judge. That's all.
And ma'am, you cannot write anything negative about a story, even if they are showing you a negative picture. You just cannot portray that negative picture in front of them.
Is Jagger in like exam after
And not
attaining
only this, this PPT thing is again repeated on the second day of the interview. Like initially there will be only one picture and you have to write on or write the story on it for 2 to 3 minutes. But again that thing will be repeated, and in the second stage you will be getting, I think, 10 to 12
12
slides,
pictures. Yes, ma'am.
continuous pictures.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
with the gap of 30 seconds, like you will get 30 seconds to see that picture, and then it will be vanish. It will vanish from the screen. Then you have to write the story on it for 2 to 3 minutes. Again, second picture will appear in front of you. Then again, it will disappear like that
Yes,
continuously,
ma'am.
10 to 12.
This is
And I
quite
think last
difficult.
slide, it's not difficult. I don't know. It's all about the confidence and how well you are prepared and how determined you are. You students crack it, yeah. I don't know. Let's do
ma'am,
it.
is
Not
that
like that.
like an exam that we can apply for after attaining the law degree?
Yes, it is an exam to become judge. I think judge or advocate in
Judge
army.
Advocate General.
So basically, it is a judge, right?
Ma'am, but
Yes, ma'am.
like for judge, there are JSC exams, judicial
That
service
is
exam.
different. That is judicial is something that is for family court, the district court. But for
We
the
have so
army,
many
you
exams
have
for a
different
single
things.
meal.
Hmm. And if you want to become judge in the army, there is a jab.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is like only in army?
The army, they have their own, they just have their own criteria. Like even for becoming doctor in the army, you have to prepare, you have to appear in an exam. You have to you have to study MBBS in the army college, medical college. There are separate things for
Yes.
army. Hmm.
So, ma'am, for appearing in it, are we supposed to study from an like army law college or from any college?
I think you can appear from any college. It's not like that.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. Can you give SSB interview immediately after 12? I think if you want to appear in SSD, then you have to crack NDA, maybe. I think. I'm not really sure. I'm not really much into these things. Like if you are a graduate, then also you can give this exam. But there is also a way to give this exam immediately after your 12th.
Yes, ma'am. That's through NDA only.
Yes, that's through NDA. So anybody who wants to go, they can also.
No, ma'am, we are right with the UPS.
There's one misconception like led everywhere. I don't believe, or like sometimes I believe that the students, even they are working of journal cast, even they are working so much hard. Still, like it's really difficult for them to get into it. Is it a misconception or is it true?
This is not a misconception. Yes, even I believe that students who belong to general category, they just have to work more harder than the other students. But still, see, the thing is, like other, categories, they weren't really very elite in the past. So
But
the
the
reservation
past is
system
like
was, yes, the reservation system was built to bring the equality among each and every category. But see, today the situation has become different. Now I think the general category is going down, and
Yes, ma'am.
so I
They're
don't know.
just
I
like,
don't know.
ha, ma'am, but
I
it's like we always say that it's in past they would like treated very badly, but past is like a lot much back. Now
think.
it's everything is okay. Nobody treats them like everybody, but still, ma'am, my
So
father says that
reservation, mhm. So
yes, ma'am.
reservation system should not be categorized according to the class. It should be according to the income of the individual.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not like that each and every category person is a rich or poor. It should be categorized according to the income status of the person. If someone is below 2 lakh, then that should have separate category, cream or something like that.
Yes, ma'am. Like most
Mhm.
of the journal category people are like we just ma'am हम पीछे रह गए एक marks से ma'am this happens a lot and it creates like ma'am डर सा लगता है बहुत ज्यादा
I
कि
tell
ma'am
you,
it's
my
very
I have my classmate. He was from the SC category, and he got 33% in 12th, and I was having 90%. Now see, he went into MBBS college, and I was wondering, oh, what is this?
yes ma'am my one of my like mother's
That is
yes
very
ma'am
that is not
yes
irrational decision.
yes
That is
ma'am my
unfair.
mother like my mother right now she's a housewife but my mother's friend who's like who belongs to SC category she came home and she was telling that your mother used to get like much good marks at that time it was like good because
Mhm.
like children can't study on their own so she's like earning like she's a government I don't know what at post she is like she's earning lakhs of and a lot even like getting very less marks in the class not studying but still
I don't know. It will just keep happening. I don't know what the government is really doing. You just can't, tackle all these things. This is the
As a
reason
result, we
why.
need to become exceptional and extraordinary to crack these things.
yes ma'am like we have
Mhm.
to just not sleep and just we have to do a lot of hard work
Yeah, it is really difficult.
ma'am like the
Nothing
fear
can be done about it.
ma'am the biggest fear that comes like we are doing a lot of hard work if same thing happened with us also
Mhm.
so what is the
Even I personally I don't know whether it is true. Like, you seen most of the toppers of UPSC? They generally belong to a very good class. That is what I have,
Yes,
seen.
ma'am. Same
They have
here.
studied. They have studied in a very reputed institutes. Somebody is from BITS or whether they are from IIT or AIMS. BTech. I think personally, I believe that human judges are not the good judges. That is what I think because they have their own internal judgment, and
yes
the internal judgment is not always rational. They just
ma'am
take
it's like
decisions according to their situation.
but at like district judges are so much fair. They never give their judgment only on like the cases that are against the state. They're just fearful of the police. So like they're so if you want bail, you have to go to high court. This is the thing that
Mhm.
has become in our Indian judiciary.
Mhm. Judiciary system is still rational. Somehow Supreme Court is still rational because they are not governed by anybody. Nobody can rule them. You can't even question or answer them. So they
Yes,
just have their own mindset. You can't
ma'am. And if
bribe
you
them.
just
Supreme
go
body.
against yes, ma'am. And if you just go against any judge or file an like
Mhm.
application they are made, so the
Mhm.
judge is going to throw all his ego on you in the next case.
Yes, you can't question
Yes.
them. I was having certain court work and I was literally not speaking anything in front of judge. She was like, okay, I will sign it when I want to. You can't, you just go.
Yes, ma'am.
Just go and
Whenever they
sit.
need to get up, like in the middle of the judgment, they can get up and go home. Nobody's asked. Like,
See,
nobody's
this is
there
the
to ask.
power. So just become judge, okay? Just be motivated and work for it. Personally, I believe that if you want to survive in India, one should have, a lot of power.
Yes,
आजकल तो बड़ा ही ना benefit है power. You can do anything if you have power. You can get any document. Things get very easy for you. Really,
yes,
even for you
ma'am.
coming generation, the life becomes so smooth. You don't have to struggle for
Yes,
anything.
ma'am. Even if like by hard work we get into this JSC or UPSC, so it would be really easy for our generation. You know, कहते हैं ना सिफारिश से आपके जो भी रिश्तेदार होते हैं वो भी लग जाते हैं. This thing happens that like nepotism we can say that also happens in India.
Bribing can never be prevented. You know, one of my cousin, like he is very rich, and I don't know, he paid around 40 lakh or 50 lakh to become JE. You know, he eventually became JE, and he was only 12th pass. And I was just imagining, क्या यार मुझे दे दो मेरी
Yes,
PhD degree करके भी.
ma'am.
Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
this
Ma'am,
doesn't happen.
one of my teacher was telling that what happened in UPSC that when you are just you have given like there I think 6, 7 to 8 exams. So at last, if you are like not able to come like get good marks in the last exam or you are left out with 1 or 2 marks, so what happened? When like you are told
Yeah.
that you failed the exam, so what happened, a government agent comes to that person and asks them that if you give 40 to 50 lakhs or like maybe 1 crore, they ask simply,
Yes, it happens.
you will be appointed as
Mm-hmm.
ma'am. So this happens in the UPSC thing also, and like the person who are rich they can, but the others can't.
UPSC, I think, is still a little bit okay. Still, it is still fair as compared to Punjab.
No,
You
ma'am, this
know,
thing
if
happens with one many of like I know.
क्या करेंगे यार, it can't be prevented. You just have to go through it. Anyhow,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have long way to go. You have to crack. I think
Yes, ma'am. Even I
you're
feel
preparing for.
what I feel is like UPSC, PCS, all these services, they are fair, and like doctors, medical services, these are facing problems.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Yes,
know. It's happening like that. Nothing can be done about it. You just have to prepare it for it. There is no option.
ma'am.
Mhm.
So what is
Because
the topic?
without a government job or without having a good rank in the government sector, you can't survive. It's very difficult to survive like that without any job. Eventually, you have to study hard. Then you have to crack some good job. Because you know what happens is when you are having a good degree in your hand, when you don't get a job, you really feel miserable. You know, you just work hard for it. That's all I can suggest you. बाकी तो भाग ही गए lecture. Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am asked
Okay.
that what is the topic for tomorrow?
So we'll tell you the topic. I think he will message you for the topic. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Good night, ma'am.